Dad, don't touch this mug. My new mom put something in it when you weren't here. I froze hearing my daughter's whisper, and when the police tested it, the horrifying truth about my wife was revealed. I will never forget that evening, an ordinary, seemingly unremarkable June evening. The heat was terrible, the air conditioner had been broken for a week, and the repairman was nowhere to be found. The house smelled of something sweet. My wife, Lisa, was baking her signature berry pie. 3 months had passed since our wedding, and I still could not get used to having a woman in my life again. After the death of Natalie, my first wife, I thought I never could again. Dad, my daughter Chloe's whisper from behind made me jump. Can I see you for a minute? My daughter stood in the kitchen doorway, shifting awkwardly from foot to foot. Her eyes, exactly like her mother's, looked wary and somewhat frightened. What is it, sweetie? Not here. Chloe jerked her head toward the stairs leading to the second floor. Her room was in its usual state of teenage chaos, clothes scattered, stacks of books, headphones on a crumpled blanket. Chloe was fidgeting with the hem of her shirt, a bad habit that appeared after her mother's death. Dad, She hesitated. Choosing her words, I saw something strange. I sat on the edge of the bed. Tell me. Lisa, Chloe lowered her voice to almost a whisper. I saw her put something in your mug, some kind of white powder. I froze. Several thoughts flashed through my mind, from childish fantasy to a cold, what if? Maybe it was sugar. I tried to smile, but it was unconvincing. Dad, there was indignation in my daughter's voice. Do you think I am a child? She would have used a spoon for sugar, but this was from a small packet, sneakily, and she was looking around to make sure no one saw. A chill ran down my spine. Chloe was never one for making things up, even as a child. On the contrary, she always had a keen sense of justice and directness. When was this? I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. Just now, while you were in the garage. She thought I was sitting with my headphones on, listening to music, but I came down for water. I stood up and walked around the room. My thoughts were a mess. This had to be a mistake, a misunderstanding. Lisa could not. But the worm of doubt had already crawled into my soul. I remembered the strange conversation about insurance a week ago. Lisa had casually asked if I had taken out a policy where she was listed as the beneficiary. Just in case, honey, you never know. And then there were her sudden questions about my will. Dad, what are you thinking? Chloe noticed the change in my face. I am going to test a theory. I ruffled my daughter's hair. Just do not go anywhere until I call for you. And if anything happens, call the police immediately. Do you remember the number? Dad, Chloe cried out in fear. You think she really? I do not know, sweetie, but it is better to be safe. Going down the stairs, I ran through different explanations in my head. Maybe it was vitamins or some kind of medicine. But why secretly? Or maybe my daughter just made it all up. She had not accepted her stepmother and was inventing things. But something inside me told me, no, she was not making it up. Strange, casual phrases from Lisa over the past few days came to mind. Can you imagine? My colleague's husband died suddenly. A heart attack. And he was only 45, just like you. Lisa was standing at the stove, stirring something in a pot. 2 mugs of tea were already steaming on the table, my favorite blue mug and hers with a floral pattern. Oh, you're back, she turned, smiling. She was so beautiful it made my heart ache. Dinner is almost ready. I made some tea. I walked to the table, looking closely at my mug. It looked like regular tea, nothing suspicious. But the powder could have dissolved without a trace. Is something wrong? Lisa noticed my tense gaze. Oh, just thinking about things. I shrugged and sat down at the table. Lisa sat across from me, cupping her mug in her hands. We were silent. At any other time, it would have been a cozy silence, but now every second stretched on, filled with distrust and fear. Try the pie. Lisa pushed a plate toward me. It should be delicious. Let's have tea first, I said, not taking my eyes off my wife's face. As you wish. She took a sip from her mug. I reached for my mug, but at the last moment, my hand wavered. My daughter's words rang in my ears. Her eyes had widened in terror when she saw me about to drink from the mug. "Dad, do not touch that mug," she had blurted out. "Your new mom put something in there when you were not here." A dead silence fell. I was stunned, looking at the pale Lisa. "Lisa," she began. "David, what? Tell me what?" My voice sounded hollow and distant. "I do not know what you are talking about." Lisa stood up, pushing her mug away. "Chloe, this is some stupid joke. I saw you put something in Dad's mug." Chloe was shaking but stood her ground. "That is ridiculous." Lisa's face contorted. "David, are you really going to believe these childish fantasies? She is just jealous, you know that." I looked at the white knuckles of my wife's hand gripping the edge of the table. Something about her reaction was wrong. "Drink it," I nodded at the mug in front of her. "If it is just tea, drink it." "I am not drinking anything after such accusations." Lisa stepped back. "Do you think I am some kind of poisoner? This is insulting." "Just drink the tea, Lisa." There was steel in my voice. "Or admit what is in it." "I have nothing to admit." She raised her voice, but something like panic flashed in her eyes. "It is just tea, but after this, after you do not trust me." Chloe stood in the doorway, her hands pressed to her mouth. "If you do not drink it, I will call the police," I said calmly. "And they will test what is in there." Lisa turned even paler. "It is all because of that girl." Her voice trembled. "She has been turning you against me from the very beginning." She took a step toward the door, but I quickly grabbed her by the wrist. "Stay, you are not going anywhere until we figure this out." "Let go." Lisa jerked away, trying to free herself. "You are hurting me." I loosened my grip, but did not let go. My heart was pounding like crazy. Everything happening felt like a nightmare. Just that morning we had had breakfast together, laughed, made plans for the weekend. "Chloe, call Steve," I said to my daughter without turning around. Steve was our neighbor, a former police officer. "Do not call anyone." Lisa screamed hysterically. "Fine, I will explain everything." She went limp as if the air had been let out of her, and I sat her down on a chair. It is a sleeping powder," Lisa said quietly, looking at the floor. "Just a sleeping powder. I wanted you to sleep well. You have been complaining yourself that you have not been sleeping well lately." "A sleeping powder?" I asked incredulously. "And that is why you put it in secretly." "I knew you would refuse." "You are so stubborn, always saying you will handle it yourself." Lisa looked up at me, her eyes full of tears. "I just wanted to help." "Lies," Chloe snorted from the doorway. "Then why were you looking around and hiding by the sink? You were spying on me?" Lisa flinched. "I would not have to if you were not trying to poison my dad," Chloe snapped back. "I was not poisoning anyone." Lisa shouted. "It is just a sleeping powder." "Prove it," I nodded at the mug. "Drink it. It is a double dose for you, you are bigger." I threw the packet away. "What kind of sleeping powder comes in a little packet?" I asked, feeling a chill inside. I no longer believed a single word she said. "All pills come in blister packs." Chloe crossed her arms over her chest. Something was not adding up. "Lisa, I am going to call the police now, and they will test the contents of the mug. And if it is something other than a sleeping powder." "No." She jumped up so abruptly that the chair fell over. "Do not call the police." In the next moment, Lisa lunged for the table and grabbed the mug. I managed to grab her arm, but some of the liquid spilled on the floor. "Enough of this circus!" I roared. "You will break my arm!" Lisa screamed, squirming in my grip. "Better an arm than your life," I gritted out. Chloe already had her phone out. "Should I call the police?" Lisa went limp and burst into tears. Okay, it is not a sleeping powder. But it is not poison either, I swear." I let her go and stepped back, ready to grab her if she tried to run. "What was in there?" Lisa covered her face with her hands. It is a drug, a mild drug." She sobbed. I wanted to loosen you up." You have been so cold, so distant lately. I thought it would help us, fix our intimate life. I stared at her, not believing my ears. You were going to drug me secretly. Not drug you, Lisa objected through her tears. It is just for relaxation. My friend Brenda and her husband use it sometimes to, spice things up. She said the effect is amazing. Are you out of your mind? I ran a hand through my hair. Even if that is true, do you realize this is illegal and dangerous? I could have an allergy and intolerance. Do you even know what this substance is? It is something synthetic, but safe, Brenda swore. Dad, do not believe her. Chloe interjected. What kind of relationship drugs? She is lying. Call the police. Lisa lifted her head. You have no idea what a cold fish your father has become in recent months. I have tried everything, new lingerie, candles, massages, and he does not care. Stop it. I barked. Not in front of the child. I am 16, Dad. Chloe rolled her eyes. I am not a little girl. And anyway, you have only been married for 3 months. What cold relationship? Lisa pursed her lips. Of course, you are on her side. Always on her side. I pressed my fingers to my temples. My head was splitting. What should I do? Call the police? If Lisa was telling the truth and it really was a drug for intimacy, the scandal would be all over the town, not to mention the serious consequences Lisa could face for illegal substance possession. But what if she was lying? What if my daughter was right and it was really poison? Where did you get this substance? I asked. From Brenda's husband. Lisa was no longer crying, but her eyes were still red. He has connections. Connections. I snorted. So you bought an unknown powder from some dealer and were going to feed it to me? Wonderful. Brenda and Oliver are respectable people, they would not. Dad, look. Chloe suddenly pointed to the floor where the liquid from the broken mug had spread. It is a weird color. I looked closer. Indeed, on the tiled floor, the tea had not formed a normal brown puddle, but a cloudy one with a whitish tint. What is this? I turned to Lisa. She backed against the wall. I told you, it is a special drug. And now a stimulant? Chloe narrowed her eyes. What exactly? I do not know the name. Lisa snapped. Brenda said it was safe. I am calling the police, I said decisively, taking out my phone. No. Lisa lunged at me. Please do not. I will explain everything. You have already explained, changing your story 3 times. Because I am ashamed. She covered her face with her hands. It is not a drug, it is a sedative, a strong one. Your nightmares. You scream in your sleep, you toss and turn. I wanted to help. Why did you not just tell me? I looked at her with disbelief. Because you would have refused. I will handle it myself. I will figure it out. She dropped her hands. I got the prescription from my mom. She takes it for panic attacks. What version is this now? The 4th. Chloe snorted. Just then, the doorbell rang. All 3 of us froze. Who is it? I asked hoarsely. I have no idea. Lisa shook her head. The bell rang again, more insistently. I will get it. Chloe started for the hall. Stay. I stopped her. I will get it myself. I walked to the door, feeling my heart pound. Behind me, Lisa was whispering something quickly and heatedly to Chloe, but I could not make out the words. On the doorstep stood a short, stout man in a blue jumpsuit. Mr. David? He asked. The air conditioner repairman. You called a week ago. Oh, yes, I barely managed to focus. Well, how fortunate. Lisa's voice came from behind me. The repairman entered the house, looking around. Noticing the tense faces, he coughed awkwardly. Is everything all right here? No, Chloe blurted out. She tried to poison my dad. Chloe! I barked. The repairman nervously shifted his gaze from one to the other. Maybe I should come back another time. No, it is fine. I rubbed my forehead. We are just having a little family misunderstanding. The air conditioner is on the 2nd floor, in the bedroom. When the repairman went upstairs, I turned to my wife and daughter. I am not going anywhere, Lisa interrupted. It is just a sedative, I told you. Then I will take a sample to the lab myself. I collected some of the liquid from the floor in an empty mineral water bottle. And if the analysis shows something. Dad, look. Chloe suddenly pointed at the stairs. The repairman was slowly coming down the steps. In his hands, he held a small plastic bag with white powder. I found this under the bed in the bedroom, he said, handing the discovery to me. I thought you should know. Lisa turned as white as a sheet. I took the bag, examining the powder. What is this? I asked quietly. Rat poison, the repairman answered calmly. I used to work as an exterminator, I know this stuff. They often use it for murder. It acts slowly, looks like a heart attack. A dead silence fell. I also found this. The repairman pulled a woman's passport from his pocket. It fell out from under the mattress. I took the document, opened it, and froze, staring at the photograph. It was Lisa, but the name in the passport was different. Angelina Croft. Who are you? I breathed out, raising my eyes to my pale wife. I can explain, she whispered. Dad, she is a fraud. Chloe screamed. I told you there was something wrong with her. The repairman pulled out his badge from his pocket. Captain Sullivan, Criminal Investigations. We have been monitoring this woman for 6 months. 3 husbands, all died under strange circumstances. Each time a heart attack, each time a large insurance policy. I looked at the stranger I had considered my wife, whom I had trusted, whom I had loved. Dad, do not touch that mug, Chloe sobbed, hugging me. I was so afraid I would not be able to warn you in time. 3 years had passed since that terrible evening. I sat in the kitchen, thoughtfully looking out the window at the falling snow. The house smelled of cinnamon and apples. Chloe was baking her signature pie. She was already finishing her first year of psychology, and when she came home for the weekends, she always cooked something, saying it helped her clear her head after a week of studies. What are you thinking about? Chloe placed a cup of tea in front of me, regular tea, without any additives. Well, a letter came. I nodded at the envelope lying nearby. From the investigator. Chloe tensed up. And what does it say? The court has passed sentence. 15 years, maximum security. Only 15? My daughter was outraged. After 3 murders? 2 were proven for sure. There were doubts about the 3rd. I rubbed my forehead. You know, I still cannot believe I almost became her 4th victim. If it were not for your observation. Sullivan, pretending to be an air conditioner repairman, had actually been tracking the Black Widow, as Angelina Croft was called in investigative circles, for a long time. She would meet wealthy men, marry them quickly, and soon become a widow. Each time a new city, new documents, a new appearance, a new name. Do you remember when we all gave testimony? Chloe sat down opposite me. I was so scared then that she would manage to get away with it. There was too much evidence. I shook my head. The poison, the fake documents, the insurance policies. Besides, Sullivan recorded our conversation in the kitchen, all her excuses. And you know, I almost grew to love her, Chloe suddenly confessed. In the first month, remember? She seemed so genuine. She is a good actress. I sighed. And I believed her too. Even after what Mom said. What do you mean? Chloe raised her eyebrows in surprise. I paused, gathering my thoughts. I had never told my daughter about this. After Mom's funeral, I had the same dream over and over. She would come, sit right here, I nodded at the chair next to me, and say, "Be careful, David. All that glitters is not gold. Why did you never tell me?" I did not want to scare you, and I thought it was just my subconscious playing tricks. And then Lisa, Angelina, appeared, and the dream stopped. And now, you know, I think maybe it was Mom warning me. Chloe reached across the table and squeezed my hand. Dad, it is just a coincidence. Probably, I smiled weakly. Speaking of warnings, Sullivan called. They found her accomplice husband. He says there is another one of these inheritance hunters out there, working a similar scheme, but more cautiously. He warned me to be more careful, especially if I decide to, well, get married again. Chloe smirked. What, is Vera from accounting still insisting on a date? I was embarrassed. How do you know about Vera? Dad, everyone knows. She walks you to work every morning, accidentally leaving her gate when you walk by. It is not like that. You just happen to walk at the same time. Right, Chloe laughed. And she also bakes you pies and leaves them on the porch so as not to disturb you. I did not argue. Vera had indeed been showing me signs of attention for over a year. A widow, like me, only her husband had died in an accident 10 years ago. A good, kind woman. But after the story with Angelina, I was afraid of new relationships. Dad, Chloe said seriously, you should not be afraid to move on with your life. Not everyone is like her. I know. No, you do not. My daughter stood up and hugged me by the shoulders. You have changed, become different, withdrawn, suspicious. I understand why. But maybe it is enough. I closed my eyes. Memories flooded my mind. That terrible evening, the trial, the newspaper headlines, Black Widow caught. How many times had I woken up in a cold sweat, dreaming of lifting the poisoned cup to my lips? Maybe you are right, I finally said. Maybe it is time to move on. That is great, Chloe smiled. Because I invited Vera for dinner. She will be here in an hour. Why did you not tell me sooner? So you would not have time to come up with an excuse, Chloe winked. Do not worry, I will be here and I will check all the mugs personally. We laughed, and I felt the weight that had been pressing on my heart for 3 years begin to lift. Life goes on, no matter what.